My family's favorite story to share is about my first day of school, talking about my sense of direction and gullibility. My father's health wasn't doing very well at the time, so after relocating to St. George in a lower elevation to show improvements. After settling in the new house, my family was able to go take a tour of the new school just once and looking for the new bus stop, which I rode. I didn't know which bus stop I got off, and apparently it was the wrong one because I ended up at the wrong school. At the wrong school, I wandered aimlessly in the hallways until I finally admitted myself that I was in the wrong place. After finding a classroom that was empty with only the teacher in it, I asked for help to know where the front desk was, and admitting to the teacher that I was lost. She took me to the front office. Then I found myself in a smaller office in the back of the front office with the school resource officer. After explaining my situation, he was able to understand. He made a few calls and did some paperwork before leaving, and he told me to wait in the front of the school. After sitting on the steps, I waited, and he pulled the police car front, and he said, "We're gonna go take you to the other school that you're supposed to be at." Then I agreed. I said thank you for the ride, and he asked me, "What are you doing here at the high school? Did you not know where you were going? How long have you been here?" And I said, "I've been here less than 2 weeks." And he goes, 2 years? And I go, "No, sir, I said 2 weeks. I didn't get enough time to know where I was at here in St. George." And he goes, "Okay, that makes much more sense. If you said 2 years, that would have been a different story." At that time, I still had to make the phone call to my mom because I didn't let her know when I got off the bus. Because the reason why was that there was a Native American workshop held at the university once called Dixie State. I called on my phone to let her know after asking permission from the police officer, and after a couple seconds of ringing, she answered, and then I said, "Mom, don't get mad, please." And she didn't reply. It was silence, and she said, "Okay." And I said, "Mom, I'm in the back of a cop car." And she yelled out, which where I had to hold the phone away from my ear, "What the hell are you doing in the back of a cop car? What did you do?" I said to her, "I ended up at the wrong school because I didn't know which bus stops it was." And she, after explaining the situation a little bit more, she said, "Okay, but Loki, you're a high schooler, not a middle schooler." And I said, "Mom, they did things differently here in St. George," which therefore I was getting a ride, which made sense to her. And she goes, "Make sure you don't be late to the workshop." And I said, "I won't be late." So it worked out really good at the end. I was able to attend the workshop. But in this story sense, I learned more to trust my surroundings much better or to know where I was going. Thanks for listening.